Welcome and Happy New Year to the year 2023. Welcome to the first annual Sauce and Toss Awards. We have all the biggest stars of the world showing up tonight on the shap carpet. One would say Eartha Kitt, Ken Dryden, one of the Doobie Brothers. We don't know which one, but they're here. Ryan, who's my co-host? Who else is here today?
Brian Burke and Van Halen.
Hey, wait a minute. You're just reading off the books on your shelf.
I thought that's what you were doing.
No, Eartha Kitt and Ken Dryden are really here tonight.
Ken Dryden's going to be on the podcast. He's going to say so many words, it's going to be so difficult to digest.
I feel like you could have sent this in just a tweet, Ken. You didn't need to make a book about it.
We get a lot of shots. Everybody come to the net. We just have to get more and more pucks to the net.
I'm about to listen to Pucks on Net.
We used to talk about in Vancouver getting pucks on net.
Pucks on net. What were you saying about putting pucks on net?
This is JT Miller with the Vancouver Canucks, and you're listening to Pucks on Net.
Pucks on net and driving and making a hard night on them.
Live on tape.
I'd like to formally apologize. I'm going to take some time to reflect.
Live. There's a deep drive to left.
I may never. Where this headset again?
Live on tape from the year 2023, from my apartment above the grounds of the old haunted Burger King.
It's still haunted.
This is Pucks on Net, a Vancouver hockey podcast riddled with rampant speculation without sources. It's a new year. It's the same us. My name is Ryan Chapp. I'm going to be your host for the evening, and I'm begging you. Patreon.com/PucksOnNet. Pledge a couple of bucks. I know it's a new year, and you're thinking about your finances. I say get that junk out of your cap. Think about what makes you happy, which is supporting us. You can watch the video version of this podcast immediately. I don't go to bed until it's posted. But if you are looking to pinch your pennies and your New Year's resolution is to get your finances in order, you can wait till Wednesday. Go to youtube.com/PucksOnNet. You can watch it there. Sitting to my camera right is the Prince of Pomegranate himself, Mr. Arash Mamarzadeh. Arash is asking for an in-person late-night podcast. What has changed you in the year 2023?
I'm 33 years old. I have entirely too many responsibilities now. I can't be that young, fruitful, running, shooting my gun off my hip, being like, hi, I'm just going to go wherever, do whatever I want.
You're being a responsible boy.
Dude, it's so the last 3 weeks. I mean, hey, Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome to 2023. You got through 2022.
Yep.
If you're a Canucks fan, not great. If you're another person,
I got some new bit for the podcast for 2023. Prop comedy.
We got props?
Yeah, so say your thing again about Canucks fans.
Okay, well, it's 2023 or 2022. You got through it. It wasn't a great year for Canucks fans.
Yeah, and you need some of that right there. Am I right?
Look at that. It's a tissue box.
I'm going to lose a draft lottery.
No.
Connor Bedard's going to be an Arizona Coyote.
Oh, no. We have to. Oh, he can't. JT Miller can't back check. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Ooh.
Prop comedy.
These are good quality tissues.
My mom got them for me for Christmas, stocking stuffer. She's a Patreon backer. You can, too. You can be, too. We'll get it. You know what? I'm going to save it. I want to ask about your New Year's on 5 minutes for paying.
Yeah.
I have a New Year's resolution.
Oh, do you?
I'm going to annoy people more about Patreon.
Why?
Gotta get people on that mother.
Do you think instead of annoying people about the Patreon, we should perhaps tell our significant others that we need more time for the Patreon to make more Patreon stuff to justify people subscribing to it? As opposed to just liking us for how hot we are?
Absolutely.
Stay sexy, don't get murdered. Sorry, that is a quote from a My Favorite Murder podcast. Shout out to My Favorite Murder.
Yeah.
Great murder podcast.
I was also going to say on that hotness note, Gita is traveling on a BC ferry at the moment, I believe, so she was hoping to be on this week, but she'll be here soon.
What's she doing on a BC ferry?
Going to see family for somebody's birthday or something.
Or, now stay with me. She's taking this right to the Capitol. She's saying Connor Bedard legally should be a Vancouver Canuck. Okay.
I hear she's doing this on the 6th of January.
I feel like she's fighting for a right, let me tell you.
We started doing this, like, going into today's show, you and I were joking, like, we're going to do our awards. The We haven't done awards in a long time. It's the 2022 Sauce or Toss Awards.
Sauce and toss.
Sauce
or
and
toss?
sauce and toss. Sorry. my
Yeah,
mistake.
it's sauce and toss.
Yeah,
it's the N in the middle.
Yeah, Sauce and Toss, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
But we kind of joked, like, thank God we got the Sauce and Toss Awards, because I can only talk so much about a tournament I haven't watched. I finally have a moment to sit down on the couch and watch the Slovakia-Canada game. And then Connor Bedard, if he was a salesman, we'd have Cutco knives, we'd have vacuum cleaners out the ass, and we'd have so much Bitcoin. And we'd be happy with it. So Connor Bedard, a tip of the cap to you.
Tip of the cap to North Vancouver's Connor Bedard. Tip of the cap before we get to the Sauce and Toss Awards, because it's going to be majority of the episode.
Yeah.
Because trust me, we've got some great topics, and I have never been more prepared for an episode than that. I promise the listeners, I will bring you stats that normally no one on this podcast has ever brought you, because I went to Quant Hockey and I used the time machine, and I actually looked up 2022 from the second half of last year and the first half of this year. So I have the full gamut of certain players and how well they've done.
I'm excited to hear it. That's coming up in a little bit. But back to Bedard.
Back to Bedard. Ryan, was this not just like an awful day for the Vancouver Canucks? Connor Bedard does what he does. JT Miller comes out and is like, yeah, I'm just passionate. That's why I don't backcheck. And then Jim Rutherford...
I'm actually not on the ice for a lot of goals.
I'm not. I don't know why... you know why you're not on ice when goals are scored? Is because you've already changed lines by the time the goal's scored. You're on the bench, so you don't get the minus.
Jay Fresh needs to get somebody needs to do the data entry of goals that happen immediately.
Once the player leaves the ice.
And that one player wears number 9 for your Vancouver Canucks.
And not only that, but Dylan Guenther also scored today. And then Jim Rutherford also came out in the iMac article, and it's like, listen, no, give me a little bit of rub. He came out and he's like, listen, okay, some people don't really, they're good offensive players, and they don't understand how to play defense. Sid didn't really, he was good, but he wasn't like a great defensive player until they won the back-to-back cups in 2016. Now, Ryan, I don't know if you can help me.
I don't think that Sidney Crosby was peddled as a offensive-only goal-scoring phenom his entire career,
Ryan,
junior and in the NHL.
If from the age of 19 to 29, which is JT Miller came in at 19, if JT Miller gave me the offense that Sidney Crosby had, and the statistics are right here because I told you how prepared I was today. Sidney Crosby, from the ages of 18 to 29, played 782 games, scored 1,027 points. JT Miller, from 19 to 29, 673 games played, 494 points scored.
How many times was Sidney Crosby traded away from an eventual Stanley Cup champion or contender?
And then they immediately won the Stanley Cup after. But what I mean by that statistic is, listen, if JT Miller gave me that type of production, JT Miller could have opened up a White Lotus location on the ice, and I wouldn't have cared. But this is like, this is just such a hilarious time going into 2023 being another Canucks.
It is hilarious knowing what's in the draft. It's hilarious knowing what's on the trade block, and it's hilarious knowing where they are at in his contract with the Canucks. And you can sit, and there's a lot of good elements to JT Miller's game.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of he kind of reminds me of the way Alex Edler played. He was pretty good about 95, 96% of the time, and then he would screw up, but those screw-ups would be so big, like everybody would notice them. JT Miller kind of makes those mistakes, and he makes things that are easily noticeable, and they give you good fodder because, like, well, this lazy back check, this sloppy change, this comment, like, you can really pick it apart like an onion, and you can interpret it however way you want, as opposed to, Riley Stillman just like, I'm sitting beside the net with a puck, and I'm going to throw it up.
I'm just happy to be here.
So I don't... it's great to pile on JT Miller.
Yeah.
He's up for an award, I hear. But
there's an entire block of awards coming up that might have well.
Are they sauces or are they tosses?
We're gonna find out, Ryan. No, I get what you're saying. The thing, the thing with Eagle is that he's a defenseman, and defenseman, you're constantly being attacked, so you're going to make certain mistakes due to puck pressure or whatever. JT Miller just has like and you know what's funny? I went on HF boards again. Sorry,
Oh,
Ever.
no.
Just hear me out. I went on HF boards, asked some Tampa Bay Lightning, asked some Rangers fans, like what was this predominant in his play when he was younger?
Mm-hmm.
And through, everyone's like, yeah, that's that's why he got dealt from the Rangers.
Yeah.
He was moved first before less skilled players, just because he would just have those like completely brain fart moments. And one of the things before we get onto the meat and bones of the show, Ryan, and help me out with this, is that I don't understand this correlation between saying, oh, he's a competitor and he just cares a lot and he's emotional, so that's why that happens.
He's emotional.
I'm like, okay, well, Michael Jordan was emotional.
Michael Jordan was good at sports.
And no, I'm not saying that JT Miller.
Yes, of course. Neither am I.
Right. Okay. But perfect. Better example. Ryan Kessler. The thing with Ryan Kessler is he never knew how to turn it off. Like his motor, he never knew how to turn his motor off. But the thing with him was that you would never have those moments where if he screwed something up, he would kind of just stop. He would just stop and sulk. And I don't understand what the correlation between someone being emotional and wears their heart on their sleeve and aggressive and all these, and then like that being a justification for them acting like, oh, well, I'm just going to give up on a play.
I kind of felt like these comments were very out of left field for Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's seen the 2-minute piece in the intermission about what the hell's JT Miller doing. He's seeing the articles, he's seeing the discourse, and he's like, we got to figure this out internally. And I need to say something to kind of deflect the heat. So if Jim Rutherford can say something dumb and say that this is just like Sidney Crosby to get it off of Miller for a bit, that's a great precedent. That's what Jim Benning never had. Now, am I all sunshine and roses about what's going on when Horvat is going to be traded for and that much more for Alexis Lafreniere and
oh my god,
and Connor Bedard is going to go somewhere in the Western Conference and just terrorize the Canucks until he's a UFA, just like Joe Sakic.
And he's coming. He's coming home.
Connor, I know you're listening.
Connor, I know.
On behalf of the District of North Vancouver, Paul and Eric Lindros, Paul and Mario Lemieux, I'm a Yarmer Yager. I'm only playing for Vancouver. We got you back.
I've got an insane thing quick before we go.
Sure.
Ryan, I'm not going to ask you. This is guys, there's no end. This is just entirely off vibes. Ryan, would you trade Quinn Hughes, Elias Pettersson in the 2023 first round just so you get Connor Bedard? Would you? Just be a dumb baby and just say yes. There we go. Just guys, I would start. Yeah, but the problem is
he's wearing a fishbowl. He's friggin' 17 years old. He's wearing a fishbowl, and he's so good at hockey.
He's so good.
And if you
watch this silly sport,
if you watch the Slovakian game, Slovak, I can't remember. Oh, sorry. If you watch the game against the Slovakia, I don't want to mispronounce her.
Yeah.
So my
Czechia, Slovakia.
Yeah. So there was a point.
Thank you for being in LA.
There was a point in the third period where there were at least 3 Slovak players on Bedard, and he's so good. And you watch these TSN stupid. Look at his vision here. Look at his vision there. Those aren't dumb because he is so good at passing and he's so good at cross ice everything. And these aren't like, fumbles the grenade. He gets the duck thrown at him. These are perfect passes. This kid sees the game so well, and every cliche seems applicable for him. They had so much coverage on him in that whole game in overtime. And then he's so good at positioning. Mm-hmm. His hockey IQ is so good. He gets an opportunity somehow in the slot. That Slovak goalie who played amazing, played out of his mind, makes a save. Somehow the puck goes around the corner, comes up by the blue line. Connor Bedard's there again, and because he knows what's going to happen and where everybody's going to go, he has an uninterrupted path to the net. It gets interrupted by those 3 Slovak players I was just talking about. Dekes around one, Dekes around the other, Dekes around the other, Dekes around the goalie, and puts it in. It was fascinating. It's mind-boggling. I'm just blown away. It is the junior. He's 17. It's the World Juniors, but my lord, this is something unprecedented.
But guys, anything can happen once you get in.
Wild card 2. Seattle, Vancouver. They don't want it in T-Mobile Park, but baby, they want it in the wild card series.
Are you ready?
Break it down.
Welcome to the Are we going into it? Can we go?
Well,
into
no.
it?
Let's.
I'm so excited for the Sauce and Toss Awards, Ryan. Let me live.
Listen,
Marge, why won't you let me?
On the
live?
subject of 2022,
Yeah.
big year for me. Big year for my Seattle Mariners.
Huge year for the Mariners.
I have no interest in going to T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Much like those filthy Canadians that come down and ruin it for the Blue Jays games.
Yeah.
All these Vegas fans, all these these Canadians to watch an outdoor game, they're going to sully my ballpark. Ice does not belong on a pitcher's mound. I don't want it.
I got a question for you. Would you go and wear your Travis Hunter Elliott given Jack Eichel jersey to the game if you had the opportunity?
Jekyll.
Jacko. Jack Becker. He's so good.
If
He has
somebody-
a new neck. It's so powerful. I've touched it. He can carry on so much weight of a franchise, including all the bookies in Vegas. And I'm the greatest sports handicapper in America. One of the greatest.
If somebody paid me
So
to
good.
go to the outdoor game
Yeah.
and accommodations
Yeah.
at the hotel right next to T-Mobile, we'll talk.
The hotel right next to T-Mobile.
Yeah, my dream, and I hope Amanda's listening, is I want to go down for a Mariners weekend, and there's a hotel
That's
literally
your
across
dream?
I have bigger dreams. I want to achieve things. And
I wanted world peace and racial.
I want to go to Seattle for a weekend and watch 3 baseball games in a hotel next door.
Dang, I just want to be able to get some biscuits without having my butt broken.
Oh,
man.
hell. The
Oh,
Mariners
hell,
are on
man.
the road this weekend.
Ah, dang, man, we ain't ever going to get cap space back. All right.
TLDR, Kraken, Golden Knights makes sense.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't, but it does.
It does.
And it'll be cool because that's the nicest ballpark in the world in Major League Baseball. We've touched on JT Miller's buffoonery. We've touched on Rick Dolly while mentioning the Lafreniere interest. He was a healthy scratch. And two,
if for whatever ungodly reason, and understand that the New York Rangers do not in any way, shape, or form need, like, it would be closer that Bo Horvat gets traded for Alexi Lafreniere than JT Miller. JT Miller, just in terms of his age, where he's at. I mean, the Rangers have cap space, but they signed Vincent Trocheck. They have a glut of wingers.
They've all 31 other GMs.
Yeah.
Especially 2 of them have seen this Miller trajectory where he's like, oh yeah, he's being emotional on the ice again.
This is the thing. I go back to it, is that if JT Miller was a UFA right now, would he get 7 years? I think yes from someone. Would he get $8 million? I don't know if he'd get $8 million. Would he get 7? He would get a 7 times 7. I think if he was a UFA. So the argument could be made that if they do, we're just, I don't know, guys. We're just, listen, we're sitting around having a beer, talking shop. If a team, for whatever reason, wanted to have him, they can still trade him, but I don't think that's possible. But in terms of Alexi Lafreniere, listen, if you're I'm doing the Dolly thing. I'm like, listen. What I'm telling you.
Let me ask you a question. This came up.
Don't put words in my mouth. We're mugs
Pound
and jugs. Pound a wing, jugs and
$4
jugs and bugs.
$8 jug nights.
No, you're doing it again.
This question came up. This kind of a debate in the Pucksnet Discord over the holidays, which $5 Patreon backers can join. Great Discord, good community. Who'd you rather spend $56 million on?
Mm-hmm.
Horvat or Miller?
Horvat.
Oh man, you would.
If I had to, Horvat, because at least Horvat doesn't do what JT Miller like. Imagine if we go back to it. Imagine if JT Miller you get into the playoffs, and he does this. I'm gonna swear. Sorry. He does this shit in like game 4.
Oh, he's just emotional. Don't worry about it.
No, but I'm like, okay, what is that correlation? That because if I'm emotional, I can stop trying because I'm upset. And the argument that Jim Rutherford's coming out and saying is that, oh, well, these are fixable. Well, guess what? He's been traded from 2 organizations, one of whom has won back-to-back Stanley Cups within this decade. That is one of the most well-run franchises in the NHL. He's been dealt from those 2 franchises. He's going to turn 30.
Yep.
And I don't know, Ryan. I feel like once
his
you're
frontal
30,
lobe is fully
his
developed.
frontal lobe is pretty well, he's good. And guess what? You gave him the bag of money, so he has no incentive to not. You've signed him to that contract, so now he's like, well, either you're gonna let me play or you're gonna bench me, and I don't care either way, because I got my money.
Check's the same amount.
It's 56 million USD, guys. It's not Canadian. It's USD, so he's doing fine. It's just, I think this marriage that's gonna happen in this market is that he cannot continue to do those little things. But because he scored 99 points last year, people are like, oh, he's changed. I'm like, well, listen, a lot of people scored a lot of points last year, and it just seems like, listen, I don't think Roman Yossi's going to score like 90 or 100 points again. He's great. I don't think Jonathan Huberdeau is going to score 112 points like he did or whatever he's
Well, yeah, let's go to coming up in the awards.
Oh,
I feel
cooking.
I feel they are. I feel he's getting the short end of the stick right now.
Yeah.
He's playing. I don't want to say they're like showcasing. Like he's basically playing a third line center role with Sheldon Dries and Connor Garland.
Was he playing? Was
that
it
was
Besser?
The
Garland Besser Dries.
Right, but the practice lines I saw when they were working kinks out of those skate jersey equipment was he's down there.
We need Batch to come tap on the sign.
I feel he's in a tough spot right now as they're getting I feel like they're showcasing and getting the most out of Bo Horvat.
Yeah,
JT Miller's here forever, literally forever.
Oh my God.
He will.
He's gonna be here.
Mike Babcock or Barry Trotz is gonna figure it out next year.
Yeah, well, they'll just
Bring your mic up a little closer.
Oh, okay, there we go.
No.
What closer?
There you go. Perfect. Right in front of you. There we go.
All right, fine.
On that note, on that mic fix, we'll take a break here. We'll go into our plugs.
We're going to plugs again?
We haven't done plugs yet.
Hair plugs.
No,
I have my
coming out of
hair.
this break, it's the 2022 Sauce and Toss Awards. All right, everybody, before we get into the 2022 Sauce and Toss Awards, I just want to thank you for getting to this point in the podcast. It's a new year. You're a new you, or you're the same you, or an improved you. Whatever you are, if you do want to support the show monetarily, please go to patreon.com/pucksonnet. Pledge a couple of bucks. $5 American dollars to be exact. Will get you immediate access to any bonus content we have. 5 minutes for paying, which was a video version today, which is really good. You can also get video podcasts early, immediately as they happen, and any early releases we have, you get it right away. You can also get access to the PucksNet Discord. If you want to support the show and help keep the lights on and get a little bit more content, this is a great way to do it. We appreciate every dollar, and every dollar you give us every dollar you give us goes back into the podcast. But hey, we're all about budgeting in the new year. Christmas is expensive. I get that. If you can't support that us on Patreon, go to youtube.com/pucksonnet. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell, all that BS. You can watch our video podcast there on Wednesday morning. You can watch PucksNet alternate commentaries, clips, all that jazz over at youtube.com/pucksonnet. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We release clips there every week. Go to any of our social media platforms, follow us, engage with us, interact with us. That's a great way to support the show. And tell a friend. Force them to listen to us. That's all we can ask. Make you elaborate Seattle Mariners wood art, and then force them to listen to the podcast when you go to collect it. Go to our website, pucksnet.ca, find our social media, tell a friend, follow everything, tell your friends about this podcast, and just help grow our little footprint here. But on that note, all that begging and pleading, we're going to go into the Sauce and Toss Awards. Sauce and Toss Awards. Arash will correct me after the break. Happy New Year. I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna be honest. The weekend got away from me, and I messaged you at like 10.
Dude.
Normally, I am like
You messaged me on 10:30 on a Sunday, and my edible was so strong where I was like, "Aw, damn! I hope Ryan doesn't realize I'm really high right now." And then I was like, it'd be great.
You had some great ideas though.
It'd be great. The Sauce and Toss Awards.
I love the idea of this. It's easy to digest.
People have been down this rabbit hole before.
Absolutely.
But now they get to have our expert opinions.
Our
expert opinions. Come on.
Do you want to start this off, or do you want me to go?
Well,
I feel you're the wordier one. You were very prepared.
Oh, that's racist. The wordier one. What does that mean? Oh,
all right, I'll start.
Guys, was that as gross as sounding to you as it was for me? I'm wordy.
Let us know in the Pucks on the Discord if you're and become a $5 Patreon backer to find out if Arash is too wordy.
God dang, Iranians always chatting people up at the club. Hey, listen, why is it called screwdriver? Oh, it's because orange juice vodka, huh? Okay, we have something like that back. Yeah, I am wordy as fuck. I don't know when to stop a bit. All right, welcome to the 2020. Is it 2022?
It's the 2022 because it is January 2nd.
Yeah, it is the 2022 Sauce and
We could
Toss
be
Awards.
really annoying like the World Juniors or the Super Bowl.
No,
the Super Bowl is last year's, and they say it takes place. It's
it's 2022.
It's the 2022 Sauce and Toss Awards.
So, Shappy, what we're going to do is we have two topics. It's sauce and toss. You've been down this road before. And under each one of these is, I believe, 7 categories that we've picked. What we're going to do is we're going to go through each one together. We're going to give who our winners are, our respective winners. We're going to start with the sauce first because you got to start with the sauce before you toss it because you got to know, is the sauce good enough?
Unless you're making a pizza and then you toss the dough first.
I don't toss our dough. I don't. That's a movie. That's a movie thing. All right. that's an Italian racist stereotype that we throw our dough in
on
the
racist
air.
Italian stereotypes. Arash, what is the first category in the Sauce Awards?
The first category is most outstanding player. Listen, Ryan, I don't know about you. Wow, that was great. I don't know about you, Ryan. I really, really, really tried to find someone other than this person, but it's a no-brainer.
Are we watching this person?
No.
Oh, well then I found somebody.
What?
Cale Makar.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan, oh my God.
The 2022 he had? I'm not
Ryan,
done.
Ryan, the most outstanding player in 2022 is so far and above Connor McDavid. Ryan, can I read you something?
I didn't say Connor McDavid.
You said Cale Makar.
Yeah.
The most outstanding player.
Yeah, Cale Makar.
It is Connor McDavid.
No, it's not.
And I'm
Are you
saying
gaslighting me right now?
No, for me it's Connor McDavid. Guys,
Yawn.
let me read you something. In 87 games Connor McDavid has played in 2022, he has scored 57 goals, 86 assists for 143 points. I love Cale. I love Cale Makar, and this is joint from the second half of last season to the first.
Yep,
half
of course.
I love Cale Makar, but it is so far and away Connor McDavid. Now, I will give my slight honorable mention for the first half of 2022 was actually Johnny Gaudreau, because Johnny Gaudreau in the first half of 2022, Ryan, 53 games played, 28 goals, 54 assists for 82 points, which I know isn't as sexy as the fact that like Connor McDavid has 72 points in like 38 games right now, and he's easily going to be the top whatever. But I had a really tough. I tried being smarky. I was like, oh, what's Kirill Kaprizov up to? It was nothing.
Nothing. I appreciate that. You went with the black and white facts. I went with vibes. It's new year, new me. I'm all about vibes. I love watching Cale Makar play hockey. He went from, a year or so ago, he went from, Quinn Hughes was, snubbed for the Rookie of the Year.
We all look so stupid for that.
I love
months.
Quinn Hughes is probably my favorite Canuck. Maybe Elias Pettersson. Cale Makar has lapped him and then some. He won the Norris Trophy last year. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy. He is everything you look for in a stud defenseman, offensively and defensively. Mm-hmm. And most of all, he fell, and they were going to give somebody on the Islanders a penalty, and he said, "No, I fell."
Yeah, no, that
sportsmanship
was so good.
Is outstanding. Agree to disagree. Checkmate, sir.
I will listen. I absolutely understand. And for all those vibes, yes, he should absolutely get. I think it's funny because the next topic we have is most entertaining player. And ironically for me, it's actually Cale Makar. Because for me, watching Cale Makar, he has such an ability, his poise and his just, I think, like we've seen offensive defensemen such as like Mike Green score a lot of points and be very, but Cale has this like full command of the game. And I love Quinn, but Quinn doesn't have some of the physical defending abilities that Cale has.
We love him, but yes.
Yeah, it's like Cale's just this. He is his own thing. Like he is the Don Corleone when he's on the ice. Like he's the Godfather, even though he's the Godchild or whatever. Just what amazing highlight reel. But the one that blows my mind is always that overtime goal against Chicago.
Oh my!
Where he like does the quick pivot, goes and I'm like, okay,
all right.
And I know the argument, of course, is going to be Connor McDavid, but I feel like I've seen so many McDavid speed bursts and then the chip goal.
Yeah, we know it's good.
I know it's good. I've seen it 4 million times. But Cale is giving me these vibes on the back end that are just like, holy shit, this guy is Cool Hand Luke. Like he has a cigarette in his mouth. He's just skating off the charts. He's a freak athlete. Like
I love it.
Everything everything all at once.
It sounds outstanding, if you ask me.
There you go.
For entertaining, I wrote Ugh, Connor McDavid.
Yeah, ugh.
But I also wrote ... maybe JT Miller.
Oh my God, Ryan.
Entertainment is not necessarily a positive thing or a negative thing. It entertains us. It evokes emotion and reaction.
Debilitating strikes to our mental health is I get it. Yeah.
We have spent, and this is the royal we, the lowest rent podcast in the cellar dwellers to the penthouse of hockey podcasts and broadcasting, and everybody in between spent the entire calendar year of 2022 reacting to whatever JT Miller did.
Mm-hmm.
He entertained us for the right reasons and, more importantly, the wrong reasons. He is tabloid fodder, and we eat it up. We lap it up. We spent 15 minutes talking about him.
Is JT Miller become like the Kim Kardashian of the NHL?
Essentially.
Yeah, of this market.
What is JT Miller's Pete Davidson? Find out in 2023.
Skeet.
All right, here's a fun one.
Yep.
Breakout Player of the Year.
Breakout Player of the Year. Okay, do you want to go first? Because wait. How about this? Let us both go 3, 2, 1 and say who it is.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Jason Robertson. You had Tage Thompson?
I had Tage Thompson.
That's okay. That's a great pick.
I really like Jason Robertson.
Yeah.
Like he is one of my favorite players to watch. Yeah. I love putting a big D game on, listening to Pantera goal songs because he's going to be scoring. He's scoring a lot of goals.
Right.
But he kind of we knew how good he was. He has scored a shitload of goals.
Yeah.
If you look at the number of goals scored in 2022, Robertson is up there with McDavid. I believe it is. If you go back the last year and a half, he's number 2, I think. He's very high up.
It's up. He's definitely up there. He's high. Tage Thompson, love it.
Yep.
Love it! 14 exclamation marks.
Because the term breakout. Because up until this year, when he signed that contract, unless you were really in the know or knew Sabres, you watched a lot of Sabres games or you were scouting this guy, you're like, whoa. The majority of hockey fans were, who the hell is Tage Thompson?
Yeah.
Why the hell is he getting $7 million?
And why the hell is he in bed with my wife? All right, yeah.
So I want to give it to Tage. Honorable mentions was Robertson for sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to give it to Petey, but
I don't think. Yeah, I think he made a great choice with Tage Thompson. I think it's right up there.
Honorable mention I had was Alex Tuck, who currently has more points than Jack Eichel.
Well, Jekyll's is a little injured, so let's give him a little.
Yeah,
break. But Tage Thompson's a great pick. I've in terms of like someone physically getting to the point where they are so confident with their body now, where they know like movements and everything. His shot rate just such a beast in the way he can take, like, in terms of his skating, in terms of physical presence, in terms of how he's able to just take space and find the shot.
Yeah.
And just peppers goalies. And I'm so happy for. Listen, if there's another franchise in the NHL that I'm really rooting for, it's Sabres fans.
Absolutely.
I know we're expansion cousins, but Buffalo's just like they're one of, if not technically, the biggest hockey market.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because of how much hockey they consume. That I'm so happy for them, and I'm so great that they're kind of looking much more on the upward. Now, I picked Jason Robertson strictly based on the fact that here's a player that might be on the best line in hockey, which is Robertson, Rupe Hintz, Joe Pavelski, and there's little Joe still got a contract extension.
Yeah, I was going to say, little Joe is getting paid to keep playing because they found something that works.
He's found something that works, and like
Real
man,
Lane Pedersen example.
Ryan, what is that? Okay. Can you vamp for 2 seconds? I just got to check one thing.
It is incredible with Robertson. What he's been able to accomplish, and much like Tage Thompson, there was a bit of speculation to the casual fan of, what has this player done? But
right.
and I've been thinking about this all week, as the World Juniors takes away our interest and our interest goes to basketball and football. There are a lot of players in the NHL that the casual average fan doesn't know about. Guys like Kyle Connor, guys like Jason Robertson, guys like, Tuck and Tage Thompson that are just having monumental calendar years. And you're just kind of like, oh, really? Is he? Mm-hmm. All because of the NHL's inability. The Stanley Cup will market itself. No, you need to market yourself.
Yeah, and so what I wanted to throw out in terms of what I wanted to touch about Jason Robertson really quick is that, here's someone from such a unique background. I think his mother's Filipino, his father's Scottish.
Big RV family.
Big family. That not only is that such a unique marketing experience for people looking into hockey, that they're seeing, it's not just some guy from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, or whatever. Boring.
Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Just such an amazing player. And again, another big body, much like Tage Thompson. I believe he's 6'3". Goal scoring machine. Such an amazing motor. Right in front, like net front player. Just such a dynamic, large body. That, again, if we look at that Dallas 2017 draft, Ryan. I'm sorry, this is insane. They set up their entire franchise in this draft. Miro Heiskanen, Jake Ottinger, Jason Robertson.
You know who had a really good 2022? Jake Ottinger, 40 wins from January to December, most in the NHL.
High five.
High five for Dallas.
Look at Ryan with the stats. Next one.
Best trade.
Oh,
also,
daddy.
Go watch a video. If you haven't yet, go watch a video of Jason Robertson meeting I don't know if it's a Filipino person or somebody of Filipino descent.
Oh, it's the little kid.
The little kid after Dallas came. He is, it's all about growing the game. It's all about, reaching new potential fan bases and just exposing everyone to hockey. Mm-hmm. Perfect example of somebody that you want to have in the hierarchy of just more than Connor McDavid.
Go off, you tall king.
Best trade? You want me to go?
Yeah, because I have two trades that are tied, that are linked together.
Only got one trophy.
Okay, go on.
All right, I was thinking about this a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going with Hampus Lindholm to Boston.
Yeah, that was a yeah. It's hard to find defensemen.
Recency bias and location bias. I really like what they did to get Ethan Bear and Peterson. Mm-hmm. But in the grand scope of things, Hampus Lindholm was kind of squandered, or he's kind of treading water in Anaheim. Boston paid a premium
Mm-hmm.
2022 first, a second-round pick in 23 and 24, and a couple of no-name players. They were able to eat his get Anaheim to eat half his salary, and
They immediately signed him to that extension as well.
don't touch on the what he's making yet, because that comes up here. He's leading the NHL in points as a defenseman.
Wait.
He's up there.
Hampus Lindholm.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking of the other Lindholm.
Oh, man. Our podcast almost lost all. Guys, I think the next topic is best save of the year. It goes to Arash Marzadeh for.
There's a couple Lindholms on Boston now.
There's Hampus Lindholm.
Oh, Ullmark. Linus
Ullmark leads the NHL in wins. He's 21 and 2.
I think they signed him.
Yes, they signed him as a.
He's what Boston needs.
Yes. It was great. He covered for the McAvoy injury earlier on in the season, but now again, like if you look at Alex Edler, and he's in what year? He's 37. He just played his 1,000th game. These stereotypical, or no, it's not stereotypical. These prototypical Swedish defensemen. Yeah, these stereotypical defensemen. Oh, Swedish defenseman.
Great save, Marzadeh.
Oh, God, he pumbles it right back into his own net. Oh, no. These prototypical Swedish defensemen that play until, ages 37, 38, 39, that are low event hockey defensemen. Hampus Lindholm.
Absolutely.
Right up there.
Who was your other...
So I had two trades that are very much linked because both these teams made the Stanley Cup Finals.
I was thinking about these.
On the basis of these deals. And again, these are just two trades that are two high class NHL franchises, NHL organizations that made these deals that were not only just like one run rentals, but turned them into long-term, cost-controlled, really high-impact players. So the first one is Arturi Lehkonen to the Colorado Avalanche.
Absolutely.
You got Justin Barron and a second, or I believe, Justin Barron and a second coming back. Montreal, they get a pick. They get Justin Barron, who's in their system. Hopefully, he pans out as that offensive defenseman who's a former first-rounder. And then they get Arturi Lehkonen, who's been on the side hip of Nathan McKinnon since he's been in Colorado.
Great spot to be.
Great spot. So much like Valeri Nichushkin, he comes in. He's a Swiss Army knife player. Incredible defensive impact as well. Sign him to that $4.5 million extension. He's looking like a steal. And then the other deal was the Brendan Hagel deal, where Tampa trades their 2023-2024 first over to Chicago. There's Boris Kachuk and Taylor Radish in there. Once higher-ish prospects. I don't know if they're going to fit within that organization, but they get Brendan Hagel, who scored 20 in Chicago. He's 24 years old. He has 2 years left at $1.5 million controlled. They also get two fourth-round draft picks back.
They're perfect players for what they needed at that point to keep this window open.
Yeah.
When, Barclay Goodrow and Blake Coleman, not the same players, but when these big key factors of the Stanley Cup championships leave town and you need some...
Arturi Lehkonen gets an assist on them.
It was like, where did these players come from?
Right.
How could no other team, how could the Canucks not acquire these players?
Mm-hmm.
Prop the window open. You essentially give up your high draft picks to get a high, sensible returns back that you could have gotten in the draft, but you get them now. And it's the same thing with Nick Paul, and it's just been great to see out of Tampa. I don't know what they're how they're gonna get re-sign their way to this one, but those were two very good deals.
Well, and that's the other thing with the Tampa Bay Lightning is that they make the deal because they know, they have such confidence that with those fourth-round picks, they're gonna mine some value. They're gonna get some NHL games out of those players somehow.
Yep.
And it's when you're operating that level of confidence that you can go out and make deals like this. And also, Brendan Hagel, again, cost control. He's having a great year this year. He's 28 points.
Very key part of that Tampa team who's having a great year.
Let's go to the next one, right?
Rebound of the year.
Okay.
This one's mine.
This is I think this is easy peasy.
Is it?
So wait. Both you and I look each other in the eye. We'll do 3, 2, 1 again. Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Tony
Eric Carlson.
D'Angelo.
What? No.
Eric Carlson.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Ryan. Oh my Christ. I almost put you through a goddamn. He's got the Canucks tissues out. Tony D'Angelo, come back in the year. Yeah, back to the goddamn.
A nod to Tony D. He was very close to his grandma who passed away, and that's why he was missing some games.
Okay. Well,
I hope you're keeping your. I hope you're learning.
Even though I do
hope
not
you're
agree,
evolving.
even though I don't agree with how you were brought up and potentially the person you are still today, pain is pain.
Yep.
And I hope that you're comforted before we go back to roasting you.
Eric Carlson had 14 points from January to April of 2022. From October to December of 2022, 51 points.
Insane. You know what? Screw Cale Makar. Cale Makar's dead to me. Eric Carlson. No, I'm just kidding.
I absolutely. The trade to San Jose never made sense to me because they already had Brent Burns there. And I understand that you want to have as many offensive pieces as possible, but there's only one spot on PP1, and there's only one, there's a top pairing spot for a reason. It feels like he is a rover. It feels like he has no defensive responsibilities, and the Sharks are like, just set up plays. We're
paying Vlasic enough. He's gonna stand in front of the net till the day his contract's over. Go play.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I love what they've done to revitalize his career. He could also just be playing he could be much healthier.
Yeah,
he's so fun to watch. The Canucks. They beat them when they were the Canucks played the Sharks after Christmas in their reverse retros. Eric Carlson is a threat every time he's on the ice.
He's healthy. He's skating like old Eric Carlson. I'm so glad for that. I know he's 32, but
look at this outstanding player on the TV right now. Is that Cale Makar? Yeah, looks like
pretty good. He looks like a young Eric Carlson.
I will also say this about Eric Carlson. I absolutely love that it looks like he's wearing no shoulder pads at all.
Yeah. He
is the throwback we all need in the year of our Lord 2023.
Can I give an honorable mention?
Sure.
So, people that listen to the pod, this is my honorable mention for comeback player or rebound player of the year. It's Claude Giroux.
Yeah.
Claude Giroux, since he left the Flyers, and that was what, March 19th
March
or something?
21st.
March 21st something. Since he left the Flyers, combined with the Florida Panthers and Ottawa Senators, at 34 years of age, Claude Giroux, 55 games, 18 goals, 39 assists, 57 points. He's back at point per game.
Incredible.
He's doing great in Ottawa. It's going fantastic.
I think
and just a little love to G.
He's in a great spot. He's got the pieces around him to keep him young and keep him productive for a few years, and it's where he needs to be.
Nice. All right.
Best contract.
Should I go?
I'll go.
You can go.
Actually, you go first.
Okay.
I have an out of left field one.
My favorite contract currently is Leon Draisaitl.
Oh,
$8.5 million for the next 3.
How much does JT Miller make?
Good God. This might be one of the only good things Peter Chiarelli's ever done in Edmonton.
Absolutely.
But, I think this contract alone was worth the Mikko Koskinen contract. So we'll call it even. But he has 3 more years at 8.5. You're talking about like the second best player in the NHL at times.
Yeah, no question.
There's other considerations in there as well.
8.5.
8.5, baby.
Miller, Draisaitl, same level.
Just
pay scale.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Leon Draisaitl in the playoffs or JT Miller in the playoffs like Leon Draisaitl when he was injured and he was still making one tees in Calgary, being like, I'm doing whatever. But JT Miller's like, I'm just so emotional.
I'm hurt up here.
Putting Death Cab on. Do you think when shout out to Mike Noble because this is what the reference is. Do you think when the New Year's hit JT Miller immediately started listening to The New Year by Death Cab for Cutie.
Wouldn't surprise me because when the Canucks put out a tweet about most listened to songs or their songs they were into at that point, and JT Miller named a Metallica song.
Nice.
And he meant it was King Nothing off of the album Load. And I'm like, that's everything. As a Metallica fan, that's everything I need to know about JT Miller.
Nice.
Where's your crown, King Nothing?
Oh.
Where's your crown?
Oh, yeah.
Best contract? Any Boston Bruin.
Any Boston Brewer?
Do you know how many Boston Bruins
Craig Smith.
make over $7 million a year?
Craig Smith.
No.
Got him. He's on waivers.
There
Got
is
him.
one
No, but
Boston
I
Bruin
gotcha, I gotcha.
that makes over $7 million a year, and that's Charlie McAvoy.
Wait, how much does Marchand make?
6'1" or 6'2".
What?
Go to Cap Friendly. I swear to God, I didn't.
Wait.
This
wait.
was as
Ryan
Arash
must
brings
have
it up.
lied.
Everybody on that Boston Bruins team right now makes all the forwards makes under $7 million a year. They always talk about culture and they talk about team friendly deals. Blah 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 blah. Boston does it, and you can poop on that all you want, but the point is,
Oh my God, Ryan, you're so right, dude.
it is incredible.
Bergeron. Pasternak's gonna make like $10 million.
He will, but if there was ever we're talking about vibes. My picture.
Wait, Bergeron. Oh yeah, no, he re-signed for 2.5, but he has performance bonuses.
I'm all about vibes this year.
Yeah.
And with the Bergeron feel good potential farewell tour and the way they're playing, I think the Bruins are going to be in the Cup final.
I mean, they're playing out of their goddamn mind.
And look at their cap friendly.
It's pretty. Yeah. No, go look at it, guys. If you have a minute. Yeah. No, Ryan's on fire with this one. No, that's a good pick. Good one, Rye. You did some research. I'm proud of you. You came prepared. Oh, what's that?
Now let's talk about the last one of the sauces.
Okay.
The moment of the year.
All right. Ryan, I'm gonna let you go ahead first, and then I will close off the sauces with my moment of the year.
My moment of the year. No offense to Mr. Hockey, but it's Alex Ovechkin passing him in the goal scoring race.
Yeah.
I am 35 years old. I am divorced. I live in a van down by the river. I grew up in an era where Wayne Gretzky set the records.
Yep.
They're impossible to beat.
Yep.
No chance anybody ever goes near them. Wayne Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky. So just the fact that, and then when it came time for somebody to, Jaromir Jagr kind of sniffed at it with by being second in points, I believe, between a couple Oilers. Alex Ovechkin is going to break this record.
He is.
The Washington Capitals
Absolutely.
are going to do everything they can to make him break that record, and
They'll give him steroids. They don't even give a. They'll be like, how many games will he get suspended if he gets caught? Oh, 20. That's fine. We need to.
Here's what else is going to happen. He's going to score around 50 this year.
Yeah, he's on pace for 55.
He will score a lot next year,
Right.
and in the year after,
That's
I bet
the-
you the NHL. Look at the teams that Ovi dominates. The Canucks, the Toronto Maple Leafs. You are going to see an Ovi heavy top of the schedule, and they are going to make sure this happens. I spent an entire adolescence and adulthood thinking that these records of Gretzky's could not be broken.
Yeah.
I want it broken. I want it normalized and modernized, and he's going to do it, and it's going to be fucking awesome. So to see him pass Mr. Hockey, who I did meet, by the way, on the ice, it's great to see.
Yeah, Gary Bettman comes next year. He's like, or 2 years from now, yeah, we're going to do something quite unprecedented. We know how much. Oh my God! What a giveaway!
What a save.
We're gonna do something quite unprecedented. We know that Vancouver and Washington always complain about the Travis schedules. So for this year, they will play 82 consecutive games against each other, and hopefully Alexander Ovechkin gets to 900.
Hat trick every
Yeah,
night.
Oh shoot. Yeah, Ryan. You know what? That's a great moment. I have a moment, and I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. Do you want to know what my moment is?
Well, yeah, we all want to know.
Guys, my moment of 2022, and I'm gonna explain why it is. My moment of 2022 is Kodak Black at the Florida Panthers game in January of 2022. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was
The man
never
was just dancing.
the man was just getting twerked on. But this is the thing. I have a fascination of the complex that the NHL, like, I don't think the NHL has ever been more relevant this year than, oddly enough, that moment in terms of its broad reach on culture,
Yes.
right? Just culture. I wrote it in that silly Botchford article I plagiarized from Ryan a few years ago, where I just wrote that, the one thing that the NHL is always trying to aspire to be is the NBA. They would love to be the NBA because the NBA is cool and the NHL wants to be cool. But sadly, the NHL isn't like fully investing in its nerdiness. But when Kodak Black showed up to that game, and I don't know if you guys remember where you were when those tweets
Was it a Canucks game?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was against the Canucks, dude. And Luongo, like, even Luongo was like right beside them
the box
in the
next
box
to
next to them. And people were losing their minds because we didn't know what we were seeing. We saw the front-facing video, and we're like, is Kodak Black? Like, he went
it
from
might be.
he went from in front of the glass seats to a box, and then the other video came back where they're just like he's just getting twerked on.
Calm the fuck down.
Calm
We're
the
just
fuck
dancing.
down. He was a calm the fuck down. Shout out to Kodak Black. I mean, okay, I know he's probably problematic, and also used a Final Fantasy X sample in one of his rap songs, which is my nerdy moment of the year. But yeah, that's my moment of the year because I just think, damn, yeah,
Yeah, I am.
It was finally like, oh my god, the NHL's on. The NHL's like cool for a minute.
Yeah, the NHL is very uncool. Everything they're trying to do in terms of marketing and their reach is like, I feel like they've been in 2017 for about 5 years now.
Yeah.
And
like they're still walking around with fidget spinners, being like, "Oh, hey guys, what's up, fam? Whoa, I have ADD."
And that was a great moment, and they kind of didn't know how to capitalize on it.
I mean, that would have been, they would have been so good if they're like, the beautiful game. I would have been like, that's sick. Okay, amazing. But, there's no way in hell they would even acknowledge that it happened.
They are the worst. Speaking of the worst, let's move to the tosses. The Toss Awards.
Welcome to the Toss Awards, the dredges of humanity in the National Hockey League. Ryan, are you ready?
Yeah, this was Arash's suggestion on late last night. Worst superstar. Okay, this is the first time tonight.
So,
this is for the viewing audience.
Yeah.
This is the first time I glanced over at Arash's phone. I have spent a lot of 2022 arguing about what a superstar is in the NHL. What he's about to say is not a superstar. And I would love to hear from you on Twitter or in the Discord or in the YouTube comments or anywhere.
Okay.
Is this person an NHL superstar?
I think
Why
within
/
20.
N?
I think anyone that came within 2022 that came to close to 100 points, maybe one shy, could be slightly argued that he was playing on a superstar level. And I'm sorry, but in the span of this year, I can't outside of, like, I even tried to go Johnny Gaudreau, and I can't with Johnny Gaudreau because
he's a superstar.
He's a superstar, but he's playing a point.
Oh no, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, he's not a superstar. No, he scored like 149 points last year.
Yeah, I'm sure that people are arriving for training warm-ups early.
My worst superstar is JT Miller.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's
If he was a superstar, yes, he'd be the worst.
But you're just arguing that he isn't.
He isn't.
Was he a superstar in 2022?
Do you know anybody that would want to buy a JT Miller jersey?
Do I know anyone?
Think about that.
That would.
I don't
maybe.
think anybody likes him.
Yeah, and that's
They
why
like that
he's the
on
worst.
They like that he's on the team, but
Is
nobody.
Superstar popularity contest?
Yes, 100%.
So in that vein, Brandon Tanev is a superstar because everyone loves Brandon Tanev's headshots. Get out of
My answer is Connor McDavid.
What? Come on.
Big weirdo.
Big weirdo who's
Dumb
also
house. And he did not. And this is going to come up a little later, but I don't want to ham on it too much.
Yeah.
He didn't condemn Hockey Canada.
Oh yeah, no, it's Connor McDavid. Boo! Because Hockey Canada's coming up.
He is the pinnacle of the 2000s, 2010 Hockey Canada prototype. Head down, shut up, play hockey, don't question anything. I don't care for him
Did
as
Sid even come out?
Sid went and visited Trump in the White House, and I'm not making assumptions about Sid. Sid is the same. Sid doesn't stick up for, and maybe he doesn't have anything to stick up for.
That's true. Maybe.
And if you have differing political values or opinions, and have no issue with Sidney Crosby, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure that no matter who you voted for, you think that sexual assault cover-ups is bad.
What? No way.
What?
That's bad?
It is bad. No matter who you
Wow.
voted for, everybody thinks that. So
I've just watched so much NHL that I just thought that maybe it, it just.
So I give it to
okay.
Connor McDavid, and his house is dumb, and his Bernedoodle's not as nice as ours.
It's the Bernedoodle, isn't it?
Biggest
the dog.
Biggest dud acquisition.
This
another
is
Arash.
so easy. Okay, wait. Let's do. I haven't looked at your page, but we're going to do 3, 2, 1 again because this is such an easy slam dunk.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Jack Campbell. It's not even, guys. It's not even close. They had Stuart Skinner locked and loaded. Mikko Koskinen off to pasture. Mike Smith off to pasture. All they needed to do, Stuart Skinner, and go find your Jonathan Bernier. Go find your career 9-10 journeyman goalie and just slap him in there until, I don't know, Igor Shesterkin is a UFA in 3 years. Or with just something. It's fine. You can run the... But what did they do?
They get a goalie.
What did they do, Ryan?
Disclaimer. Love Jack Campbell. Great human.
Great
People
great
they
human.
need more Jack Campbells in the NHL. I remember reading an Athletic article yesterday or today. He is a goalie entirely based off confidence. That's why he was doing so well in Toronto. He didn't find it immediately in Edmonton.
He hasn't found it yet.
Stu Skinner comes in and is the starter.
Yeah.
And Jack Campbell's just being Jack Campbell.
And now you have a young goaltender
Making
like next to nothing who
Demko
got extended, making Demko money. And now you got a young goalie who you extended for half, even still to this day, half of what Jack Campbell's actually making, Stuart Skinner. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, you got 44 years left on this contract.
Why is there always a Mike Smith on the Oilers?
Unless there's a goaltender out there who's like a perennial 925 goalie who's been doing it for like 10 years, don't pay goaltenders.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. They can all completely catch fire like NBA Jam.
Now was the time never to invest in goalies.
Just like crypto, don't invest in goalies.
Fucking goalies are crypto.
Dude, I
know. This is my award for the tosses. Too many second chances.
Okay.
Who did you pick?
Oh, mine's Eric Branson.
Oh.
They just do not learn.
He was going to be he was an honorable mention for worst acquisition.
No, for me, it's baffling within the same decade. Eric Branson has not only was given another 4-year, $4 million a year contract, but he somehow got more term than when Jim Benning signed him in Vancouver. He spent one season with Daryl Sutter, and he now is 4 times 4. This league doesn't learn from itself. It's just these white men sitting around and be like, oh, we need a big body. Oh, Eric's big. Oh, how big is he? Big boy. Oh, I love big boys. Just sign big boy money. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of that exact analogy, I'm going to give mine to Redacted from Abbotsford.
Oh, too many. One is too many. 2 is too many.
He had enough second chances in Vancouver.
He had way too many second.
So I was gonna put Evander Kane, and he's icky. He concerns me, and it was
He's
unfortunate
really
that he went from essentially blackballed from the NHL to all right,
like father of the year
from
Edmonton
4-year
media.
deal.
Just being like, oh, he has his kids here and everything. It's all great and everyone's loving. He's such a good dad.
But Redact from Abbotsford was so bad, and he got every second chance from the White Hockey Men. He played every preseason game for the Oilers. He played the most preseason games in the NHL last year in hopes of, I don't know, getting into playing shape and getting into, sweating out the vices, and he couldn't do it.
Dude, he was invisible in those preseason games, and they just kept giving him chance after chance. They're like, just get a shot on net and we'll give you a contract.
So he went from PTO with Edmonton to Tier 2 Swiss League.
Mm-hmm.
That's too many second chances. You suck, Fatso.
Get him. Get him.
Worst storyline of the year. This has been really difficult to consume.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have the same one.
Hockey Canada.
Hockey Canada. Just.
And I know that we spent the top of the show talking about Connor Bedard. It's difficult to watch Hockey Canada right now, as they're talking about making changes, but are they?
I'm not. Sorry, there's some cut in my hair. I'm not watching the World Juniors. Like I have no interest in watching.
Yeah.
Like I tuned in because it was end of OT, like almost the end of OT1 or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe. But like as a proud Canadian, I do not give a shit until they come out and they say until they stop paying Scott Smith.
Yeah.
Like what are we doing here, guys? Like what is any of this, like what is Connor Bedard doing in this in this tournament that really at the end of it really matters?
Yeah. Over
what this organization is allowed to happen. And like, you know what? I do, like, are we here saying that these kids within the span of 1.5 years to 2 years of investigations, the entire organization's learned, and they'll never let it happen again?
No, they're hoping that attention spans will forget about this, and they'll make a couple of front and center visible changes, and then that'll be that, but nothing happens. One thing I will say, we talk about political allegiances, but it seems like no matter who you voted for, everybody in Canada is pissed off at Hockey Canada.
Yep.
And it seems like it's just about every company. And it's great when you watch these games, if you are watching them. The only goddamn company that had kept their sponsorship was Ty Scott Watches, or Tiscott Watches, however you pronounce
Tissot?
it. Tissot? Oh, I don't even know what they're called. I'm not buying them.
Tissot, yeah.
Everything else, I didn't know what the Hockey New Brunswick logo looked like. I do now, because that's all. Tourism Halifax. Explore New Brunswick. Great. That's the only thing that should be on these boards.
Sam Costantino on our television right now. The one man who says so much and says nothing about the prospect. He's going to try. And when he goes and he tries, he's going to give it everything. And he skates with skates, and he has the stick on and the puck on his stick. And when he has the puck on his stick, hockey happens.
You got to get your puck on the stick, though.
It's like
stick on the puck.
Stick on the puck. Not stick on the blade, stick on the puck.
We were talking earlier this week about a hockey media we both consume.
Oh, are we gonna? Let's throw it under the bus a little bit.
No, I don't, because I enjoy it. It is a warm blanket for me for news. But you are learning that you're really picking up now that you've been podcasting for a while.
Yeah.
When people are saying nothing.
Oh yeah, I've absolutely learned the magic art of filling air and time.
And there are things like, even the things we love the most.
Hey, let's bring it up. I'm gonna say it. I love 32 Thoughts. I love Jeff Merrick just because, hey, Jeff is cool as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Jeff is dope.
I like everything about the guys, and I like the show.
Shout out to Law, Live Audio Wrestling back in the day.
Oh, great show.
Great show. Great show. I'm so happy John Pollock, Wei Ting, they're doing their thing. Great for them.
But I did an impression of of when the conversation is
Jeff
not,
Merrick.
is not about the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's not about the topic du jour. And listen, we're guilty of this.
We know what we are, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was listening this week, and it's like,
I'll be Elliot. You be Jeff.
Frege.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Bruins are really good, and they are really good this year. And if you are a Boston Bruins fan, you are absolutely loving what the Bruins are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Rattling off wins. Linus Ullmark, best in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron. Where do we even begin with Patrice Bergeron? They are really good, Frege.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't disagree. Listen, Jeff Elliott, I love you, and this is no shade, but it's like it's how Jeff goes like this. He's like, he gets really quiet with it. He's like, you know, Frege, you know, one team I've been following is Boston Bruins.
It's always the Bruins.
It's always the Bruins, and he's like,
the eighth Canadian team.
Jeffy's just like, he's like, you know what, Elliott, you know what, Frege, I've been looking at Charlie McAvoy, and he's really good.
Taylor Hall,
really good.
He looks like a Bruin.
I love
the show.
I love the show, and I watch. My Mondays are made when I drive Katie to work. When I listen to 32 Thoughts, I'm like, what? Please don't embarrass me. And also, shout out. It's so much Canucks content. It's literally a Canucks podcast now. Shout out to Shout out to Jeffy. Shout out to Merrick.
This is no knock to them, because that is the primary audio content I consume for hockey.
Ryan, I've been listening to Pucks on Net, and guess what? It's getting really good.
You gotta love it. If you are in Metro Vancouver, the Sunshine Coast, Vancouver Island,
if you're on a ferry to Gibson's, it
is really.
Oh, what a great pod! Next.
Blunder of the year.
Blunder of the year? Oh, I know mine.
Mine, what's yours?
Mine is, it's so easy, not trading JT Miller for Niels Lundqvist and Philip Hedl in a first, and then re-signing him. It has to be Blunder of the year. It has to.
Mine was digital rink board ads.
I mean, yeah, that too, but at least you can stop doing digital rink board ads. You've signed him for it. This is like you got married to someone that you didn't fully understand. Like, you're like, oh, I can change her or I can change him. It's okay. He just has little things. And then
honeymoon's over. Oh shit, I'm not changing that.
And sorry, I burped. And then it's to sign him, and it's just like, oh no, he's not changing. Who'd have thought that this grown-ass 30-year-old wasn't going to change like Steve Yzerman did when Scotty Bowman was like, you're not going to win cups, brother.
Did he actually say that? Well, we think he did.
We think he did. It makes for a good story.
I agree with you. I just thought of Gary Bettman, and he'll come up in my next one, where he's like, actually, it's easier to watch the game with the digital rink boards.
It's so much easier now because I fall asleep, and they lull me to sleep, and I wake up, and I see the score. And it's easier that way.
Beaten into the ground in 2022.
Oh, any Vancouver Canucks rumor ever reported by anyone in the history of 2022.
That's very good. I was going a little more broad scope.
Yeah.
I went NHL in Arizona.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm
done. I'm just like, okay, just wake me up when they get the arena. I'm done.
I know what'll fix this. A new arena that is not in Phoenix proper.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this before. I've been to the Glendale Arena. It's in the middle of nowhere, but they've made an entertainment complex. Now they're going to build an entertainment complex slightly less in the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
Gary Bettman has to go to Tempe City Council meeting to beg them to, like, it's
please, they just want a Chipotle. They just want a Chipotle inside. That's all they want.
When the Phoenix Suns are worth $4 billion and literally you are overcompensating for your Phoenix Coyotes.
The Phoenix the Phoenix Suns are like pretty central in terms of like markets.
They're an NBA team. God bless the NBA. How they market.
They're doing great. Chris Paul, maybe he'll get a ring. We'll see.
I like how this was a year where I really thought about, because Christmas was on a Sunday. I think there was some Christmas Eve football games, and there's all-day games on Christmas Day for basketball. You are of the Iranianness. I'm of
Yes, I am from the country, and it's formerly known as Persia.
and I am of the Christmas.
Yep.
I am of the nothing should be open on Christmas mindset.
Not
Or-
even one Christmas present?
Well, that was like many moons ago. You know that like okay, like what Christmas is a sacred day. Nothing should be open, and now it's like, oh shit, I wouldn't mind having some sports to watch on Christmas. And this year we had basketball and we have football, and it's just these are leagues that look at opportunities and seize them. Meanwhile, the NHL's like, you're not flying on Boxing Day, Toronto.
How dare you?
This is the lore. Like NHL is just like
The Toronto Maple Leafs have been fined Austin Matthews.
Arizona.
He will now be an Arizona Coyote. This is what you get for breaking sacred laws, such as traveling.
Like, you know, other teams are like, man, there's an opportunity to play on Christmas and grow the game because people are sitting at home bored and they don't want to watch. No games on Christmas Eve either. Failure to launch in 2022, Arash.
What was yours?
My least,
Was it a player?
yeah, least favorite player obviously is Brock Besser.
Yeah.
Second least favorite player, Jonathan Huberdeau in Calgary is my failure to launch.
We'll see if he can play Daryl Sutter hockey. It's less north-south and more. Wait, north-south is this way? Wait, okay.
He's an east-west hockey, I think.
Yeah. This is my question, quick, because I've always been confused. North-south is when they're referring to like transition hockey, yes?
North-south is goalie to goalie, so like all offense.
Okay, that's what I thought. North. Okay, so Jonathan Huberdeau is north-south hockey.
And they ain't playing north-south in Cowtown.
They are not.
Here's a reference for all you Calgary listeners. They're not going Okotoks to Red Deer. They're going Springbank to what's that town over there? Camrose? No, Camrose is over by the mountains. Springbank to the airport. If you are a Calgary Pucks on It listener and you get that, email me pucksnetca@gmail.com. I will send you some Pucksnet merch off my own wallet.
Oh.
It's got to be to a Calgary address.
Oh.
From Springbank to the airport.
He had his moment. Look at that, guys. That's so cute. My failure to launch players are actually a duo.
Yep.
It's
Daniel and Henrik Sedin.
Daniel and Henrik Sedin, who have not begun the rebuild in Vancouver yet. How can so many goddamn smart people in this organization, we're talking Emily, Patrick Alvan, Jim Rutherford, Cammy Granado, both the Sedins, you know,
Tony Granado.
Dale Tal, well, okay,
Don Granado.
Don Granado, you know,
Tony Granado.
Tony Granado,
Senior.
Tony Danza, so many Danzas. My failure to launch are actually a duo, and they're the New York Rangers rookie duos. Their top high draft picks, Capocacco and Alexis Lafreniere.
Great picks.
They are my. What's happening?
Come on,
it can't
fellas.
it can't be Gallant. It can't just all be Gallant. You have to. I'm hearing some bad, iffy stuff about Alexis Lafreniere not being able to skate. He has the hockey IQ, but does he have the motor? Capocacco, 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points in whatever games. Good enough, pal.
Come on, pal.
It's like your D +4 +3 season. Come on. What are we doing?
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a great failure to launch, and now the Canucks will acquire the guy that can't skate.
Oh my God.
If
It's
you-
fine. They taught Brock Besser how to power skate. They can teach.
Did they?
Yeah. Remember
Power
Brock?
skate his ass to
No,
Minnesota.
not Brock Besser. Sorry, it was Bo Horvat.
Bo Horvat, yeah.
Yeah, Bo Horvat.
Boy,
couldn't skate.
there's another one. Just leaning on that. You know, when he got in the league, Donnie, he couldn't skate.
Just got to
Talking-
skate.
talking
Oh,
shot-
God.
taking shots
I
at
hope
everybody.
2023 is just so we can just like we can stop drinking. We're just both drinking on this couch, being like, we're so tired. I'm already so tired of this year.
I'm excited for this year.
Well, I don't know about
Actually,
that.
no, I don't know what I'm excited for.
Really? I'm
No.
excited for friendship. I'm excited for our listeners to join us on whatever chaotic Connor Bedard party journey this is. I'm excited for change and growth and accountability.
Speaking of all those things,
Yeah.
do you think that you will get that from me and Pucks Net Trivia?
Oh, we're doing trivia?
I put together a doozy.
Okay, go. Let's go right into trivia. All right.
You want to know the theme?
Yep.
World Junior.
Fuck. All right. Oh, God. Is Jordan Trader one of the answers?
No.
Oh, I'm boned. I'm boned, guys. It's Jordan Trader wasn't one of the answers. I am boned. Go.
Okay. It's an easy one.
Yeah.
True or false?
Yes.
In regards to the punch-up in Pistani in 1987, Theo Fleury said this on the record.
Yeah.
I skated around suckering as many Russians as possible.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
Absolutely. That's something. Yeah. He also didn't have his polio vaccine, but that's fine. Next.
2006 World Juniors was held here in Vancouver.
Yeah.
The tournament MVP and leading scorer both won Stanley Cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Who were they? 2006.
2006 were the tournament MVPs.
And the leading scorer.
The leading scorer for 2006?
Then they both won Stanley Cups.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, that's confusing me. What do you mean they both won? Are they two different people?
They are two different people. They both won back-to-back Stanley Cups in Pittsburgh.
Okay, and they're... I'm so sorry. Wait, you said who was the 2006 tournament MVP?
Yeah.
And there's one player who would be tournament MVP, but you're referring to two players.
There are two players. One is the tournament MVP.
Yeah.
And one of them is the leading scorer of the tournament.
Oh, okay. Kessel?
Yep.
And then who else won a... Ooh. Was he the leading scorer?
Kessel was the leading scorer.
And who was the MVP? Was it Letang?
No.
2006. So Kessel's one.
It's a sneaky one.
But
it's...
leading score of the 2006... Ooh. Okay, 2006.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
He's won a Conn Smythe.
Phil Kessel too? Oh no.
But think about it. That's an easy one because think of who won the Conn Smythes for Pittsburgh.
It can't be Crosby.
Yeah, but there's another one.
Malkin?
That's right.
Really?
Malkin was the 2006 MVP.
Man, Kate, you have to understand how old I feel I am. That, 2006, I'm like, John Carlson, right? John Carlson scored in overtime, right? That was the 2016. That was that one?
Eric Lindros had the all-time scoring record for Team Canada at the World Juniors.
Yeah.
He played 3 times. He played 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
Why did he play 3?
Oh. Lockout.
No.
He played 3?
He played 3 World Juniors.
And you're only technically allowed 2.
No, you could, but, Connor Bedard's going to play 2. Sidney Crosby played 2.
Oh, because he held out?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Great. Sick. Hey, look, guys, Ryan's gotten trivia down to a science now. This is great.
I'm learning. I'm a new man.
Love you.
The top 10, this is where they get hard.
Oh, there's more than...
The top 10 all-time World Junior scoring leaders.
Yeah.
Features 4 former Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
Name 3 of them.
Jordan Trader.
No.
What? Oh, wait.
All-time.
Isn't Jordan Trader one of them?
He's not in the top 10.
Of the World Junior Hockey Championships?
He might have.
Isn't he
had
the all-time leading American point scorer?
But for a single tournament.
Oh,
cumulative.
Okay,
Think Eric Lindros.
Okay, so you're thinking, so it's only one. So per.
No. This is all-time accumulative.
Yeah.
In all of their time at the World Juniors.
Uh-huh.
There are 4 former Canucks in the top 10 of all-time scoring.
Oh my God. Okay.
Now, for the record,
yeah.
The highest-ranking former Canuck scored 39 points.
He's a former Canuck.
Yeah.
Of what era?
The skate.
Is it Bure?
That's correct.
Okay. So Bure's one. Is there another person from the skate era?
Yep.
Oh, really?
And none of them played for Team Canada.
Oh, okay. So skate era, McGillney.
Correct. He's second. He's the third. Sorry, he's the third highest scoring former Canuck.
Nedved?
No, great choice though.
Oh yeah, that was a good choice for me. Okay, so there's no more skate era people.
Technically, this player wore the skate, but he was more of a orca.
So you say Nedved, Bure, Naslund?
That's correct. He
Yeah?
he had 34 points.
Okay.
So you've named 3.
But who's the fourth? Okay, fourth
It is
one.
a fucking sneaky one. He
Oh.
barely played for the Canucks. He played 1 year with Vancouver wearing the skate.
Okay, he played 1 year for Vancouver wearing the skate. What position?
I forget. But
How could you forget?
Okay, he won. He's a Glenn Sather guy.
Oh my God! Oh, Esatikinen?
Correct.
Yeah. Once you said Glenn Sather, I was like, yeah, Esatikinen. He played 15 minutes here. Yep.
And the hardest one, this player has the all-time record for points accumulative at the World Juniors.
Oh. Okay, what era? I mean, listen, I don't watch the World Juniors as religiously as other people, so give me a break.
I'll give you. If I give you that hint, that'll be so quick.
Okay, think of another hint.
He has a famous goal.
In Vancouver Canucks history.
No,
In World Juniors history.
that's correct.
So it's not Jordan Eberle. It's not John Tavares.
Nope. He
not
won.
Jake Virtanen because he never did shit.
He didn't do shit at his
Fat
tournament.
fuck.
Fat ass.
He
He won. This player won 2 Stanley Cups.
What era? I know I'm asking for 15 hints, but I'm
I'll give you one hint.
give me one hint. That's fine. I'm okay not
Okay,
getting
fine.
this.
Colorado.
That's the hint?
Yeah.
So he won 2 back-to-back Stanley Cups in Colorado.
No, he won the 2 Stanley Cups in Colorado.
And then he used to play for the Canucks.
He never played for the Canucks. But he might have been a Canuck killer if you think about it.
Milan Hayduk?
No, not that much of a Canuck killer. Fine. Here's your hint that's going to give it away.
give it away.
Corey Hirsch.
Is it Corey Hirsch?
Famous goal. Corey
Oh,
Hirsch.
it's Peter Forsberg.
Oh.
Wait. Oh, that was the question. Sorry. I was thinking of former Canucks still.
I said no former Canuck.
It's fine. It's okay.
fucking guy.
He wants to throw in so many swerves. He's Mike Russo.
Vince Russo.
Mike Russo. I'm just going to call him Mike Russo. No, Mike Russo's the... sorry. He's the
Oh,
Minnesota Wild
Guys,
beat
we're
reporter.
actually, the Minnesota Wild
Mike
are
Russo,
actually
you're
right.
fine. You're cool. You're great. I love your articles. No, you're Vince Russo.
Hey, Mike
bro.
Russo's fine.
Not Vince Russo, bro.
Listen, this was a great podcast.
I love what
You had a great idea.
Thank you.
The edibles worked in your favor.
Yes.
This was a great way to start the year. Don't get bummed out on the Canucks or Connor Bedard. Find something in hockey that makes you happy, and if you can't, find something in life that makes you happy, like this beautiful piece of Seattle Mariners wood art that I had commissioned that is half cut off by the video.
Yeah.
We're going to go to 5 minutes for paying, which is on Patreon, patreon.com/pucksonnet. Hope you have a happy new year.
Yeah, guys.
We'll talk about our New Year's, and I have some photos printed on the ground here
Amazing.
that I'm going to
5
incorporate in 5 minutes for paying.
Okay, great. Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Love you all. And if my last piece of advice, you know what? No one needs to give you a resolution. Just try and be the best version of yourself for you that you can be.
Yeah,
And that's it. Screw other people.
that's right. This is my trans pride flag mouse pad. I just wanted to hold that up.
I just, Ryan's an ally. As a fellow BIPOC person,
Okay.
Ryan's an ally.
Thank
Ryan, shake my hand. Welcome to the allyhood.
To 2023.
To 2023, bridging the gap.